Welcome, Snavely shareholders. Today we are on deck with the Director of Health and Safety, James Watts. This is our seventh on deck podcast, and we're really happy to have you with us, James. And we welcome all our shareholders to listen in. And we're going to talk a little bit about safety, one of our favorite topics, right? So we
Right.
thank you. We thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, AJ. I really appreciate it.
Oh, anytime, anytime. It's been a long time coming. I think safety is one of those topics that really needs to be discussed, and we talk about it a lot, right? It's centered to our business. So, I wanted just to start off a little bit about your history with the company and how you've started, what, 10 years ago? What safety looked like back then, and what was your role when you started with the company?
Yeah, thanks, AJ. Yeah, be 10 years July. I started with the company as operations manager in our Liberty facility. As I got
Oh,
to know and started with the facility, we started to realize that we generated a lot of our safety items came from our insurance company.
okay.
So back in 2017, I was approached due to my background with OSHA. I was an OSHA inspector for 6 years through their OSHA SGE program, Special Government Employee Program. And so, what we wanted to do, just to give you a bit of the history, where we were, we started our program back in 2017. We wanted to move more to an internally driven program as opposed to our insurance company just giving some basic templates to use from. So, I was approached to lead our safety program from the corporate level back in 2017. And then we had 5 members on our team, and we would meet
Oh, wow.
monthly or every other month and just kind of talk through the various challenges and put together some tracking tools and things of that nature from our safety standpoint. What we wanted to do at that time was try to prepare all of our facilities if we have a major issue or major event in which OSHA came in, because OSHA has to respond to any major
Sure.
injuries.
Of course.
So what we wanted to do is prepare. So I spent my time the first 2 years just going around to each facility, training our managers, training our employees on how to prepare if OSHA was to arrive, if you were to have a major event.
Oh,
So
goodness. Yeah.
that's where our program would begin back in 2017, just kind of transitioning over from an insurance driven program with templates to a more specific driven program catered to just the Snavely facilities.
Well, that sounds like a big job and a lot of traveling. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Annually, with all, at that time, obviously, we hadn't acquired some of our other facilities, but it was a lot of travel involved as inspected. We expected to do that, but overall, I get a lot of fun out of it because one good side about it, you get to meet a lot of great people in this
I'm
company.
sure.
So.
I'm sure. Well, we're glad for that history. Now, fast forward to today, James. Tell me a little bit about what's going on in our safety program. It's such a large topic, and you could cover so many different areas, and I'm sure we could talk for hours on any one of those buckets of safety topics. Talk to me a little bit about some of the larger initiatives that we've implemented at Snavely.
Yeah, so I think one of the biggest things we did, we started to transition over our safety program. Our corporate safety team has now grown from those 5 original members to now every facility has a member on the corporate safety team,
Excellent.
including our executive team. We actually have a member of our executive team on the call, on the safety call, and our HR team is a member of our safety call as well. So we've evolved from 2017 to having just 5 members, sporadic members that we would pick and choose, to now every division has a voice. And our safety team has hourly employees to salary employees, from HR to the executive team. So we get a total inclusion on our safety. Our safety culture is built around all inclusive. It's not top down
Sure.
driven. Everybody's empowered. So that's where
Excellent.
that's one of those things that we do really well here now. Again, I still do annual site audits, in which I go to each facility annually, sometimes semi-annually, just to check in on those divisions.
So you
So
personally visit.
yes, I personally visit every division annually, at least once a year, to check in. And then some of the other things that we have done that have gone. of course, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, you remember we launched our safety app,
Oh, sure.
which,
The
yeah,
Fulcrum app. Yep.
yes, with the Fulcrum app, we launched our safety app, so that's allowed us to streamline a lot of our reporting processes, a lot of our inspections, so we get to see real-time inspections. I'm traveling a lot, so I can look in at the Fulcrum app and see what inspections are done. I can, my annual site audits, which usually take 2 to 3 days, or now to a day and a half, because
Sure.
I can do some of the preliminary work ahead of time.
And
One of
that
those
helps
other,
people, I'm sorry to interrupt, and that
no, no
helps
problem.
people in the warehouse and in the field too. This app, right? It kind of allows them to kind of not circumvent, but it eliminates paperwork, et cetera, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. We were probably you're talking, we do an average of about 100 inspections a day. So you figure 100
Oh
inspections
my.
a day on our equipment and on our people and warehouses and things of that nature. So you're talking on an average of 100 inspections a day. Just think of
Wow.
the how many pieces of paper that we were fumbling through and trying to make sure that we get
Oh,
accurate. So with the addition of that Fulcrum platform, it's all electronically now and kept an electronic database. And the good thing is by division specific, so we can drill down and narrow
excellent.
down to a specific division. So that's worked out. That's one of the big technology advances that we've implemented, as well as adding cameras to all of our facilities. So
Yeah.
all of our facilities have digital cameras. All of our trucks have digital cameras and electronic tracking devices that we can go in and look at the analytical data on our trucks, how fast they're driving, how they're
Wonderful.
braking, and how close they get to our our other trucks and things of that nature. So it's been really, really positive for us to do where we are now. Um,
Fantastic.
We've also launched several safety awards since we started our program in 2017. We have an Employee of Quarter award, which we nominate
Sure.
a regular hourly employee. We have our 3 year, I mean, our 5 year and our 10 year awards we just launched this year for our facilities that go 5 and 10 year. Then, of course, you've been a part of our 365 club, in which a
Sure.
division goes 365 days without an injury. We recognize during
Really notable.
employees. Yeah. So we felt like with all of the advancements and enhancements that we've made, we wanted to make sure we recognize the employees as well. So that was one
So
of those
important.
ways that we can do that.
Tell me a little bit about this OSHA visitation. I'm not sure if I'm articulating that correctly, but this is a big deal. Tell us a little bit about that, James.
Yeah. So what we did initially, the first couple of years, like I said, I went around to the facilities and preparing them for what if OSHA showed up unannounced, which OSHA will do in our work sites. They
Sure.
have an inspection program where they just come in and knock at your door. Well, what we did started about 18 to 24 months ago. We recognized that we were starting to build a really strong program, or what we felt was a really strong program. So what we decided to do, OSHA has what's called an OSHA consultation program, in which they will come in and they will inspect your site. They will look at our safety records, our written programs, interview our employees, as well as review our equipment, and they will make recommendations on our safety programs based off of those factors. And what we did, we partnered with them and invited them in. And so far, year to date, over 70% of our warehouses have successfully gone through that program
Wow.
with no OSHA violations detected, only minimum recommendations made. So really, really proud of that. So we've gone from trying to keep OSHA out to actually inviting them in and
That's
partnering with them.
fantastic. So it's more
So
like a partnership with them, which
yes.
in my world, goodness, that's such a great market position for us to customers that, hey, we've got this OSHA partnership that we're inviting them in. They're not kind of surprising us with these visits, right? That's pretty cool thing to say that we can do with them.
Yes, and one of the major benefits behind being a part and being a partner with OSHA is now we are actually recognized on their website as well as one of the safer work sites, because what that does when the company goes to look in, OSHA goes to look at our website, they can say Snavely is one of those partners that are actively and voluntarily participating in our safety programs, and they're the best of the best. So
That's
it
wonderful.
keeps that visit. So it's been really, really positive for us. In addition to that, we created what's called a site perception survey in order to go with the OSHA. That site perception survey is something that we created about a year ago. And what we decided to do, we inspect our equipment, we inspect our businesses, and then we wanted to hear from our people. So we created
Sure.
a survey of about 13 to 15 questions. Based off of those questions, we wanted to get to know our employees. So during my annual visit, when I show up on sites, I give these people an anonymous survey, and what they do, they come in, they fill out this survey, and it enters to a database, and it gives our direct feedback to the local management team as well as our executive team on how well the employee feels our
Oh,
safety
that's so
is.
important. And this
And
is something that you conduct. This is
yes,
James's perspective, or his,
yes,
right? Okay, that's
yes,
awesome.
yes. And basically what it has done is it allowed us to look into our current safety programs, not just looking into hardcore numbers and looking at facilities and equipment, but it gives the employee a chance to voice their concerns as well
Sure.
through that perception survey, through comments that are made, and those comments have translated to open action items being done, additional resources being allocated to safety because we needed to make some improvements on projects and things of that nature.
Oh, that's really, really interesting. So give me a really brief description, James, of the vision for the future. You gave us a great history lesson, what we're doing today, some really exciting things going on. Give me your top two items for the future for us. What do you see in their vision?
Top two items, I would say definitely the technology piece of it, going into new forklifts. Of course, everybody's on a green initiative. We are looking to bring in more electronic forklifts, more electric forklifts. These forklifts are coming with electronic stabilizers and sensors and load stability triangles and things of that nature that we couldn't get in the older style forklifts. And then finally, probably one of our biggest things we're looking forward to the future is QR codes. Everybody's going to QR codes now. You go in a restaurant, you have a menu, you have a
Everywhere.
QR code. So what we've decided to do, we've launched a QR code for accident and injury reporting as well as, significant events. So we
Wonderful.
will be launching more QR code functionality in the future.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, I just took some mental notes about some content for your upcoming newsletter article, James. So we'll have to talk a little further about that. That's fantastic. Thank you so much for this. Oh gosh, I feel like we could talk so much more and so much more in depth about some of the safety initiatives, but we wanted just to get in front of shareholders and give them a sense of what the highlights have been throughout your career here, but just what's going on in the future for us as well, because safety's first, right?
Absolutely. First and
Well,
always.
first and always. Well, thank you everybody for joining us today for our On Deck edition with James Watts. We'll see you next time.